But
yeah, he's an idiot.
I'm just gonna pull this up and we'll go from
I
there.
have 343 stocks. I sold them. From it's just the guy's not fucking stable, and I lost. I didn't lose, but I lost some profit, 12,000 from profit, but I didn't lose. I made money on Tesla because it went down to $107. And
He doesn't care about the retail investors.
I
Man.
know,
Here
but
it is.
he's injecting himself in social issue that he doesn't need to.
Yeah.
He's a
Yeah. So I guess I need to take a quick bathroom break. So I guess just give your opinion. We'll
Yeah,
read
hold
it
on.
in a
Let
bit.
me
Yeah.
get the mouse. I'll drop everything, man. Second. Take a break. Here we go. Taking over. All right. Taking a break until the man comes back. For free, I guess, comes back, right? That's how I look. Oh, the mic check. 1, 2, 3. All right. Today we're having a good show. We're feeling good. Me and Free. So I'm waiting for him. I think he has something on. Idiot. What's his name? Elon Musk. I think Elon Musk is injecting himself in too many shit that he doesn't need to. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, the January 6th video. You don't need to, man. You have these companies that you own are public companies, and when you involve yourself in the culture wars and this and this stuff, you become toxic. Your product become toxic, and people just start to lose interest in your product. I swear to God, I sold my stocks from Tesla. You back?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I haven't been drinking much water lately, but still, it's been going. I don't know.
Stay hydrated. What I'm saying is that okay, we're back, right? You fixed it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So,
So what's the answer then?
what do you get for the billionaire who has everything? Perhaps his own town. Entities connected to and his companies have reportedly been acquiring thousands of acres of land in Texas, of course, with the hope of starting a town where his employees could live and work, according to a report from the Wall Street Journal Thursday. These entities have purchased at least 3,500 acres near Austin and are in the process of working toward incorporating a town called Snailbrook, an apparent reference to the mascot of Musk's tunneling firm, the Boring Company, according to the Journal. The report cites county deeds and other land records, as well as city and county emails, internal company communications, state licensing records, and interviews with landowners and city and county officials. So obviously, capital, it's way up your ass. It gets everything it wants, and it does everything it wants, and we're absolutely at its mercy. Unless we organize, and we vote, and we strike, and we do all the leftist action, okay? Over the years, tech companies have offered numerous amenities on campus to recruit workers and sometimes incentivize them to put in longer hours. By building out a company of his own, Musk could take that approach even further. According to the report, Musk wants employees at his companies, Boring Company, Tesla, and SpaceX, all of which have major production facilities near Austin, to be able to live in new homes with below-market rents. The Snailbrook effort also reportedly includes plans to build more than 100 homes, as well as neighborhood features such as a pool and outdoor sports area. Incorporating a town might also give Musk, who has been known to clash with state and federal regulators, because of course he does, more say over how things are run. Oh god. Okay, one more sentence. Musk in 2020 announced he would move Tesla's headquarters and his personal residence from California to Texas, blaming frustrations with California's coronavirus-related restrictions. So,
what could go wrong?
Did you want to?
What could go wrong? You have your own village. You're narcissistic. You're idiot. Every day you prove to us you're not that intellectual person we thought you are. Intelligence. Every day I lose respect. Every single day when I see him respond to the Shaimon, the free Shaimon, whatever that guy's name with the horns. Why are you injecting yourself in social issues that you don't need to? You're a man who owns a public companies. Once you become toxic and you start taking sides and become tribal in a tribal society, then you're going to lose customers. And all your customers are left wingers and tree huggers who love these. I'm sure not texting. Well, I'm going to buy me today an electric car. He could go buy a F-150 truck. He wants to hear that sound. You understand? So the whole
Yeah.
idea is, I think this guy is scary. I think he's an idiot. I think he's stupid. And now he holds, like you said, this town is narcissistic to build their own town. I don't know if you saw a movie or something, the
Mhm.
Shitty Bang Bang movie that it was called. And for him to try to build your own town, I mean, what does that mean? I mean, it's narcissistic behavior, and I think he's scary right now. To me, I don't fear. I mean, now you own this platform and you're using it to add gas to the fuel, where you understand we already have we already have social problems. For you
Mhm.
to add your 2 cents into this situation, and you have 125 million followers now since you bought the Twitter, it is that you're taking sides, and you don't need to take sides, and there should be no sides. You should be cooling shit down, man. You should be responsible. Now, what does that mean? What does that town mean? What is gonna have, like 500 people live, 1,000, 2,000? What do you want to
Yeah,
be?
yeah, of his biggest sycophants. You
What are
know,
you
to
gonna
suck
be?
his ass
Yeah,
24/7.
you're smart. I don't think he's that smart. I think
Yeah, he's an
he just
idiot.
happened
Man.
to be at the right place at the right time. Remember, I told you when I opened my first business and I met certain people and I become successful? Not
Mhm.
because I was smart, but I happened to meet certain people at a certain time, and these opportunities presented themselves without me going for it. You understand? And it was just,
Yeah.
hey, I take it. And that's what happened, because once he saw PayPal, he went and bought Tesla. Tesla was already a company before he bought it. Now he got that good company. Rocket X, I think, is going to be, if he doesn't shut the up, he's going to be the first trillionaire, I think, in the United States or in the world. He's heading there, because if you put that Rocket X as a public company, you know how much money he'll make for people to what do you call it? What do you call it? I mean,
Space
you know, you
tourism.
go tourism, space tourism, especially when it becomes cheap, like within 5,000, within reach, become mainstream. Because they start expensive, 80,000, 1 million, 20 million to go to space. Once they make it cheaper, you put like 30, 40 people in a fucking tube, and you start at $5,000. A lot of people will go for it. Yeah, but I wish he'd just stay out of it. I don't have
Mhm.
respect for him because one thing, I know it's gonna sound weird. He goes after men's wives, like Johnny Depp, like the other guy from Google.
Yeah, it's so
That's
freaking
that's
weird, man.
nasty behavior, man. When you try to break people's home, man. When you try to break people's marriages, man. He, you ever see that movie, Pulp Fiction?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, with that guy in the basement. Remember when they had him tied up with the ball in his mouth? Remember when the Yahoo
Yeah,
guy?
yeah, yeah. And the redneck. Are you
Not
talking about the scene where the rednecks like
He got
raped him
the
in the
boss.
ass?
They need somebody got to catch a Muslim in their home. If they catch, if I was to catch him and it was my home, I'll do the same thing to him. I'll tie him up in the basement and just work at him for a couple of days until he's full, nice, and all this, and I let him go. You understand? Let him know that
Uh,
he needs that. He needs it. He needs it. He's walking through that, like Johnny Depp. Remember when he started the trial? He's going in the elevator like nothing is happening. He's going to this man.
he just needs to be told no.
Have
No,
you? I ain't
Elon.
gonna have to
Screw
do that.
off.
I would
You're a
never do that.
loser, Elon. You're a
Gonna blow him out.
loser, Elon. You lost. You're a loser, Elon.
Yeah, at that age, I mean, okay, I can see if you're 20, 25 years old, making this, because when you're that age, your dick is making all the decision. Oh, I love you. When I was 18, I was 16, I fell in love the first time when I was 16. I thought that was it. That was it. That's it. I couldn't eat, I couldn't drink, I couldn't sleep no more. It was like I was, I don't know if you don't have your first love yet. I got mine when I was 16. I got hurt. I never loved anybody like that anymore. But this is what it's all about. I mean, I said when you're young, you make dumb decisions. But at his age, he's like 55 or 54. You don't do that. You're a man. You are held to a high standard because you are part of the society of the elites in our society of the first billionaire in the world. I mean, not the first, the only billionaire. I mean, the number one billionaire in the world. You have all that money. Shut the man. I don't need to see you on Twitter. All that Twitter. Remember those Twitter release? What the? What was the idea of that? Oh, look at that. We're gonna put the Twitter.
If
What is it
anything,
called?
that proved Trump was intermingling
Not
free
only
speech and
that,
social
okay,
media.
but he's saying that Jack Dorsey had nothing to do with it. If there's anything wrong, Jack Dorsey was the guy who owned, who was the CEO of Twitter. Why are you gonna say, he was involved because he's your friend, but you blame all the the workers, the soldiers, the foot soldiers inside on Twitter who are following the rules and regulation. Why don't you put what's his name? What's his name? Dorsey? What's his name? Dorsey used to
Jack
own Twitter.
Jack Dorsey. Yeah.
Why didn't you put him on blast? No, they tried with Matt Taibbi is right. They saw how embarrassed look
Yeah.
in front of Congress. That piece of shit. He lost all his prestige, all his credential for money, man. Anyway, go ahead, man. I just went on
Yeah.
I think this man is a idiot, dangerous man. What he's doing is dangerous. I mean, we live in a time you have a Fox news station adding fuel to the fire. You have him. You have people don't want to talk to each other. I'm blocked by people on Twitter that Bob Noor. What's it? Rob Noor. He blocked me.
Yeah. Like it seems like if you have a lot of followers and you make just a little bit of noise, they block you.
Yeah, he's like a snowflake. I mean, you know why he blocked?
God, I really want to debate Rob Noor. Why did he block you?
He doesn't have anything. He has get that thing out of there so we could look at each other's faces. He doesn't have anything. What Rob Noor has is whataboutism. Oh, remember when the FBI did Waco? Remember Ruby Ridge? Listen, that was 40 years old. If you're saying that the FBI corrupt in Waco, that means 40 or 30 years. That means they all said
he wants to defund the FBI.
No, they all died already, those people. So how could they be corrupt? And he wants me to say that the FBI is corrupt. And he got mad. I said, listen, Rob, you're dealing with whataboutism. You're not debating anything real. I want you to talk to me about the present time. I want you to give me proof that the whole FBI is corrupt, that 40,000. The only reason they're doing that is there's a movement to discredit the FBI because they know the FBI stand between them and they're going crazy in the country. They know the FBI will dismantle all these dumb movements they have, all this crazy building. We gotta have our own country.
Yeah, they just want Democrats in prison for being Democrats.
It was the opposite. In the old days, the left used to hate the FBI and were afraid of the FBI, and the right used to love the FBI. It's like
guilty as charged. I still don't like.
But trust me, the reason that campaign is against the FBI, calling them corrupt, it is an idea to discredit them. Like when Trump was discrediting the press, fake news, and people, the whole idea they know that the FBI stands between them and the institution. It's the only institution that really will dismantle them, like they did the what is it called, the Black Panthers, the other movements, the leftist movement. They infiltrated them. They had them kill each other. They had these inner wars. And the FBI was involved in all this stuff. And that's what it's all about. That's why he got upset. And he just blocked me. What a fucking snowflake.
Yeah, I really want to debate that guy really bad. Anyway, so back to the discussion.
You got to say, remember that time? Yeah, let's shut the
What about this time? Leftists, guys, sisters, cousins, half brothers, nieces, nephews, apartment roommate did this one thing that vaguely sounds corrupt. Okay. They screwed up that time. All right. We got to get to this discussion of company towns.
Good.
Because the rolling the clock centuries back, now we. As leftists and liberals, have to remind people, hey, this historical thing, that was bad. Marriage, labor, and working in company towns, it didn't turn out great before.
No,
it's not going to turn out great again, man. Okay? So, here we go. In remote locations such as railroad construction sites, lumber camps, turpentine camps, or coal mines, jobs often existed far from established towns, i.e., rural Texas. As a pragmatic solution, the employer sometimes developed a company town where an individual company owned all the buildings and businesses. Now, for the record, tons of companies already in the U.S. have things that are called campuses, which is their property. They have security on it. They oversee it. Some people live there, but illegally, they have very little binding to control people, and that's very heavily regulated. But this is not a campus, people. This is a full-on company town, and obviously the ruby red Texas legislature is just gonna let him get away with this. In some situations, company towns developed out of a paternalistic effort to create a utopian workers' village. Churches, schools, libraries, and other amenities were constructed in order to encourage healthy communities and productive workers. Saloons or other places, services believed to be negative influences were prohibited because, back then, the religious people were really puritanical. They didn't want these hoe houses. They didn't want, people getting drunk. So in other cases, the company's motivations were less ideal. The remoteness and lack of transportation prevented workers from leaving. Let me see if I can pull it up. Yep. Red flag. Yeah. Red flag. It's very dangerous. So, without external competition, housing costs and groceries in company towns could become exorbitant. The workers built up large debts that they were required to pay off before leaving. I mean, this is just absolutely insane. Wait, where are you going? Where are you going? What? Some guy ran off. He's so scared of the company town that he just ended up running off. Wait.
Is it called?
Wait, where are y'all going? Guys, I mean, at least we can hear it out. Hey, you're bring in money too. They can work around the clock, man.
It's fucking weird, man.
Oh, well, forget the dystopian novels. Forget all this sci-fi crap. Ladies and gentlemen, if anybody tells you we're going to hell, just say we're already here. Okay. This is really bad. I'm gonna finish up this paragraph.
Okay.
And then move on to another article, which won't take that long. Company towns often house laborers in fenced-in or guarded areas with the excuse that they were protecting laborers from unscrupulous traveling salesmen. People. Okay, come on, guys. So, in the South, free laborers and convict laborers were often housed in the same space. Free laborers and convict laborers were often housed in the same spaces. Imagine just getting a guy, working class guy who's done nothing wrong all his life, and convict laborers housed in the same spaces. It is literally, and often what leads to crime is poverty. It is literally the crime of being poor in a company town. Okay? Guys. Come on. I mean, it cannot get any worse than this. You know what I say to this? Get this the hell out of American political discourse. I do not want these absolutely absurd suggestions. They are from a bygone era, and they are absolutely insane.
Yeah.
And if you want more proof, okay, I'm going to screen share this. All right. So the controversial history of America's company towns.
You can tell that what's his name? That he's narcissistic. He remember when he demanded loyalty when he went to Twitter. The same thing Donald Trump when he went to the White House. He asked the FBI, "I want loyalty." They have the same mindset. Narcissists like that. That's how they are. They function. They they think that they should be in control of everything. That everything should be them. He's going through the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The cycle repeats itself, man. The cycle repeats itself. Here's an even worst case. So even in cases where companies may have the workers' best interests at heart, company towns ultimately led to a lack of personal freedom. If churches are selected for residents at the company's whim, that means that other denominations and entire religions are left out in the cold. Choices, whether bad or good, are taken in the resident's hand. Recreation is dictated by companies. Wait, what? Okay, now they're sounding the nuke alarm because they're so worried about the company towns. But hey, let Bubsy billionaire moneybags McRich III just explain away his own fever dream, okay? Recreation is dictated by companies, and anything that may be perceived as uncouth or immoral is no longer an option. So obviously, has been repeatedly retweeting these, who have very strict, puritanical social views, okay? Because that's just how it is with social conservatives, all right?
Yeah.
So you are literally being dictated, okay? In the case of less well-intentioned towns, matters only got worse. In some locations, companies would compensate workers with a scrip, a monetary substitute that was valid only at stores owned by that same company. I mean, as there were no competitors for these. Yeah, that's good. Give it up. Give it up, people. Yeah. Give it up. As there were no competitors for these monopolistic stores. Building services, the price was fully at the discretion of the owner. Housing costs, groceries, and other necessities then became exorbitantly priced. I mean, yeah. I mean, this is just, oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, they're so brazen. I just gotta give it to them. Like, history is full of the most wild people. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta. I mean, holy mustache-twirlingly evil is not even, an adequate way to describe this. But there's more people. There's more. So since the company that owned the town knew that all the residents had steady, stable, reliable jobs, some of them allowed shoppers who were financially strapped simply charged goods and services to a tab as needed. Of course, this meant that workers quickly racked up large debts they were obligated to settle before they ever even thought about leaving the town. As for the actual living conditions in such towns, they were far from idyllic neighborhoods many might have aspired to. Houses were built as close together as physically possible, so as to allow the greatest number of workers to reside there. Besides lacking privacy and being shabbily built, one could only hope a home in the neighborhood didn't fall victim to a fire, or else the whole lot would go up in flames. Beyond that, the company towns were also typically surrounded by fences or guards. It's pretty scary. I know. This was allegedly for the workers' protection. Oh, yeah, right. But in areas throughout the South, the truth was rather transparent. As free laborers and convict laborers were housed in the same areas, both groups fell victim to equally abhorrent treatment. Oh, my God. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I mean, and obviously they died out. They're a historical relic. But oh my God, this is just disappointing. What does society come to?